Good morning everyone. Myself Anushka Sharma, nursing teacher of Rama University, Manna Kanpur. Today here I will discuss the topic is hyperemesis gravidarum. Topic is hyperemesis gravidarum. So today I will discuss with you a new topic, hyperemesis gravidarum, which is mostly found in female during the pregnancy time. So firstly we discuss definition of hyperemesis gravidarum. It is a severe type of vomiting which causes many deleterious effect on mother during the time of pregnancy, which is characterized by following characteristics such as diarrhea, epigastric pain, weight loss, acidosis conditions. These are the characteristics of hyperemesis gravidarum. So we can say hyperemesis gravidarum is also known as projectile vomiting, which occurs in especially primigravida mothers during the pregnancy. Now we discuss the etiological factors. Etiological factor for the hyperemesis gravidarum, which is unknown, but there are following risk factor are there which are responsible for the hyperemesis gravidarum or causes hyperemesis gravidarum. So one by one we can say hyperemesis gravidarum risk factor. First one is trophoblast disorder. Trophoblast disorder. This disorder is related to the placenta. The next one is multiple pregnancy, nulliparity, previous history of the hyperemesis gravidarum, and advanced age which is greater than 35 years, and increase the HCG level in previous pregnancy. So these are following risk factor for the hyperemesis gravidarum. Now we discuss some theoretical causes which are developed or seen by the following scientists, such as first theory is a hormonal theory. Second one is psychogenic. Third one is nutritional deficiency. Fourth one is immunological and allergic disorder. And fifth one and last one is pathological disease condition. One by one we discuss the theory which describe the some causes which are responsible for the hyperemesis gravidarum. The first one is hormonal theory. Hormonal theory, there are following hormones which are released or exceed during the time of pregnancy, such as estrogen, progesterone, HCG hormone, lactate hormone. In excess of HCG and estrogen, which leads to or cause to triggering factor, vomiting center triggering factors, which trigger the vomiting center that leads to vomiting in female. In hormonal theory, we can also see excess of progesterone hormone, which is also causes for the or responsible for the relaxation of the cardiac sphincter. Cardiac sphincter, if it is relaxed, which leads to reflex flow back of the fluid from stomach to mouth. So in hormonal theory we can see that excess of HCG and estrogen hormone, which are vomiting center triggering factors, which trigger the vomiting center and leads to vomiting. And the second is excess of progesterone, which increase during the pregnancy, which is responsible for the relaxation of cardiac sphincter. The next one is psychogenic theory. Psychogenic theory also cause the vomiting during the pregnancy, which also aggravate the vomiting center triggering factors, which leads to vomiting during the pregnancy. And third one is nutritional deficiency. There are following vitamins deficiency, such as vitamin B1, vitamin B12, and deficiency of the protein, which are also responsible for the excessive or severe vomiting in female during the pregnancy. The next one is immunological and allergic disorder. If immunological and allergic disorder found in female during the time of pregnancy, and pathological disease condition also found in female that are also responsible for the excessive or severe vomiting in female. Pathological disease conditions such as liver disease condition हो सकती है, kidney, brain and cardiac. तो these organs related disorders also responsible for the excessive or severe vomiting in female during the time of pregnancy. So these are completed. Now we will discuss the clinical sign and symptoms of the hyperemesis gravidarum in female. Clinical manifestation there are many clinical manifestations which can see in female during the time of pregnancy, during the assessment, antenatal periods and postnatal period in female. One by one we discuss. First one is epigastric pain. Weight loss, oligohydramnios, dehydration, sunken eyes, dry coated tongue, tachycardia and anxiety, fatigue, restlessness, sleeplessness. These are the clinical manifestation or clinical sign and symptoms which are found in female during the time of pregnancy. Most common is excessive or frequently vomiting in female. So these are the some clinical manifestation which are found in female during the time of pregnancy. Now we will discuss the investigation for the detection of hyperemesis gravidarum patient or mother. So there are following diagnosis or investigations occurs. First one is history collection, and the next one is physical examination, blood test, urine test for investigation of the acidosis. So urine test mainly for detection of acidosis conditions, and liver function test, thyroid function test, and finally ultrasound. So these are the some investigation or diagnosis which confirm the hyperemesis gravidarum disorder found in female. The next one is finally management of hyperemesis gravidarum, which is most important for this disorder. If this disorder is not treated timely, which is very highly life threatening condition for the female, which leads to death of the fetal or pregnant female. So firstly, management of the hyperemesis gravidarum, we can see that medical management, in medical management, female take anti-emetic drugs which is prescribed by the doctors, anti-emetic drugs. Anti-emetic drugs, example ondansetron. Next one is vitamin supplements. Female take vitamin supplements, vitamin B1, vitamin B12, vitamin B6 and potassium supplements and most common is in hyperemesis gravidarum is managed by the fluid therapy. Fluid therapy, which is provided to the female, approximately 3 liter fluid administered to the patient, such as 5% dextrose or RL. So these fluids are administered to the female for the recovery of the fluid or electrolyte imbalance correction. Now we can discuss the dietary management. Dietary management में we can encourage the mother to take high calorie diet, high protein diet, low fatty diet, and encourage the patient to take frequently intake of the fluid in small quantity, and avoid some intake of the alcohol, smoking and drugs consumptions, and these are the dietary management. And to treat the constipations also, sign and clinical sign we can say in hyperemesis gravidum. So we can advise to the mother, she can take fiber diets in their food. Now finally we can discuss the nursing management in case of hyperemesis gravidarum. So there are many nursing responsibility found by the different hospitals. So we can discuss the important nursing management, which is service care provided by the nurse to the patient during the disorder conditions. First one is monitor the fluid loss in patient by the nurse, and the second one is monitoring the weight loss, electrolyte balance in patient, and nurse take the data regarding intake and output of the patient, properly take or monitor vital sign of the patient, monitor urine for diagnosis of the acidosis conditions, and monitor fetal heart rate, fetal movement, fetal conditions, fetal activities, and monitor the maternal conditions like such as BP, pulse, temperatures, and encourage the mother to take small portion of the food and take frequent small amount of liquid between the meals, and drink soft diet and juice regularly, take high calorie diet and low protein diets, and finally we can encourage the patient to avoid alcohol, smoking. So nurses provided health education regarding their maintenance of the hygiene and intake of the balanced nutritional diet, and nurses also advise or encourage the patient to take proper vitamins, supplements during the time of pregnancy. Now finally we can also discuss the complications. Some complications are there for the hyperemesis gravidarum, such as dehydration, renal failure, kidney failure, Wernicke encephalopathy. It is a complication of the hyperemesis gravidarum. Wernicke encephalopathy, which is most common hyperemesis gravidarum complications, in which is also caused by thiamine deficiency. And the next one is Boerhaave syndrome. Boerhaave syndrome, also the complications of hyperemesis gravidarum, in which upper GI bleeding occurs in female during the pregnancy. So Boerhaave syndrome or Wernicke encephalopathy, these are the complications of the hyperemesis gravidarum. In Wernicke encephalopathy, thiamine deficiency are found in female, and Boerhaave syndrome, upper GI bleeding found in female during the which leads the life threatening conditions in female or fetus. So these are the complications: dehydration, renal failure, electrolyte imbalance, Wernicke encephalopathy, and Boerhaave syndromes. These are the complications. So this topic is completed. I hope you are understand whole topics. Thank you to all.